OTB Spreads Prediction Show coming to you live on this beautiful Friday, February 27th, heading into the weekend where we're going to cash some big-time college basketball, NBA, and of course, EPL and soccer. Loaded slates upcoming. But hey, man, let's get into it and let's talk about last night. We had a phenomenal night. We called the Spurs crushing the Nets. They covered the spread easy. We called the Hornets crushing it easy. We liked the Magic a lot. They just lost. 76ers they outpaced them in the end. The last 2 minutes, they got them. Embiid hit that big shot. We were on the plus 2.5 for the Heat. That didn't cash. So that's 2-2 right there. And then to cap out the night, really, we were on the Trailblazers and the Timberwolves. Timberwolves did not cover. They were minus 8.5. They won by 6. And then the Trailblazers, they covered minus 3. Minus 3.5, depends on where you got it. It was a 3-3 night, 500 break even if you took every single play that I gave out yesterday as far as the spreads go. And then we talked about a couple kicker plays. I didn't have money on it, so to speak. But, you know, I like the Pelicans. I leaned there on that side. With the Lakers and the Suns, I leaned towards the Suns on that one, taking the points. And then also the Wizards taking the points, which they lost on that as well. So if you went with my leans as well, you would have went 2-1 because we leaned towards the Pelicans and we leaned towards the Suns. But we didn't have money on those as a group. But hey, man, 3-3. 500. Let's get back on track. We did finish in profit yesterday. We did take a bad L on Northern Colorado to start the ladder challenge. They're the more talented team. I don't know why Eastern Washington just outplayed them in the end, and they kind of blew it in the stretch down the end. And then play of the day, man, you can't say anything other than the line smelled funny going into it. You know, it moved from a 4.5 down to a 1.5, back to a 2.5. Line was moving all over the place. But even then, you can't stop a guy this is a 7-20 team, remind you, Oral Roberts, on senior night, at home. Maybe this is a variable I overlooked here, but the guy came out and hit 43 points. You can't take into consideration a senior having a career night on senior night. But good for them, man. You know, that is sports, that is betting, and that is handicapping. You handicap the spot play, you handicap home court advantage, you handicap injuries, players coming back from injuries. All of those things go into it, weather, all of it, hot streaks, cold streaks. There was no Ty Harper on my watch list coming out for a 43-point game last night. But, you know, salute to that kid. Way to step up on senior night. It'll be a memory for him for the rest of his life on his final game at home at Oral Roberts. He beat the favorite in Denver, you know, who had been running the Summit League off and on. They were fighting for conference positioning there. They weren't going to win the conference, but there was some conference positioning there that they were trying to get into and for the tournament. And who knows? All right, let's get into it, guys. NBA, let's go. All right, guys, I'm going to fly through these games. This is the first game of the night. I do have a haircut with my barber here in like 35 minutes, 40 minutes. So I'm going to try and get through this as quick as I can, get you guys the plays on YouTube. And here we go. Let's get into it. First up, Cavs, Pistons. Pistons laying 6 at home. Pistons have been phenomenal at home. They're 5-4 against the spread when they're playing the Cavs. Both of these teams are 6-4 over the last 10. This is a Donovan Mitchell-less team tonight. He's on the injury report. He's not playing. He's got a groin injury. Max Strus is out. James Harden's questionable. He missed the last game. I wouldn't be surprised to see them sit James Harden here. I don't like him even getting the points tonight. I think the Pistons win belt to ass. Pistons haven't really had that great of a showing over the last couple games since that Knicks game. They've won some, but they haven't looked fantastic doing it. Give me the Pistons. They're 21-6 over their last 27 at home. Give me the Pistons to cover the spread. If you can get it at -6 at a flat number with no hook, give me that all day. Up next, let's go. Nets versus Celtics. Nets just took a big ass whooping last night. Celtics just got whooped pretty much in the fourth quarter against the Nuggets. I think that the Celtics are back home here. They're on a 1 day of rest. They bounce back. They cover this spread. Spread currently is sitting at -16. It's been jumping around between that and -14.5. If you can get that -14.5, go grab it all day. Celtics are 7-3 against the spread in the last 10. Give me the Celtics minus, let's call it 15. All right. Up next, we've got the Knicks going into Milwaukee. The Bucks are getting 8.5 to 9. That's kind of what I've seen jumping around. Obviously, Giannis is still not back. Earlier in the year, we saw Giannis command and take over the game in the second half versus the Knicks. The Knicks were up 13 at the half. Giannis takes over the game, ends up winning the game for the Bucks in this great comeback where he had 30 points. Bucks are 1-4 on the money line in their last 5, but they're 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. They're 8-2 overall. They just beat Miami the other night. They had another great showing last night. I've been talking about this team and their energy, especially at home. They've turned a corner. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to win this game tonight, but they're 8-2 against the spread. You're giving me 9 points. This feels like a regression spot here for the Bucks, and it feels like a go-ahead spot here for the Knicks. You know, it looks like the line opened up at -7. I saw it this morning on FanDuel at +8.5, +9. If you can get the +8.5, +9, I like it here for the Bucks. They've been playing good ball, but they are outsized down low. And man, that fucking Miles Turner just cannot bang with anybody. And that's a perfect matchup for Karl Anthony Towns to really take over the game. This Knicks team hasn't had a blowout game in a little bit. I know they're on the road and they haven't played as good. This feels like a spot where it could be regression for the Bucks and a step up for the Knicks to really get involved here and cover. I'm going to go ahead and take the Knicks, man. I know you probably thought I was going with the Bucks there. I was talking about +8.5. But end of the day, I know the Knicks haven't looked good. They're 4-6 against the spread over the last 10. But this team matches up well for the Knicks to blow them out. And I think the Knicks come in here tonight and do that, just that. They win by 14. I'm not scared to lay the 7 or 8, wherever it falls at. Currently, I'm seeing a -7.5 New York Knicks. So lay it, -7.5 Knicks. Let's keep it moving. All right, up next, we got the Mavericks taking on the Grizzlies. Mavericks are at home. They're on a back-to-back. They're 4-6 against the spread over their last 10. And then, you know, the Grizzlies are 6-4 against their last 10, but they're 2-7 on the money line. They haven't won any games recently. Cooper Flagg is out. I've been riding this Grizzlies train off and on. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. It's been about a 50-50 split, to be honest with you. I think the Mavericks actually have some really good talent on this team, even outside of Cooper Flagg. But it looks like Gafford's not going to play tonight, and it looks like P.J. Washington's questionable. Those are two big factors for me, obviously. But then you got Cedric Coward, Brandon Clark, John Moran, Santi Aldama, Zach Edey, Ty Jerome, all out tonight, all of them. This is a tough one to call, man, because you just don't know what you're going to get. These is bench players versus bench players. I personally think the bench for Dallas is a little bit better. And Dallas is back home. They play better at home. I don't like laying the points. I don't like laying -3.5. Let's see if there's another book that you can get that for better out there, man. I don't like laying that number with Dallas without all their guys. Pippen Jr., Cam Spencer, and Gigi Jackson. I can't trust it. Give me Dallas. I'll lay the points -5. Let's keep it moving. All right, game of the night. Probably the best game of the night, marquee matchup. You got the Nuggets going on to take the Thunder. I think this game ends around 114 to 119 Thunder win. They don't cover the spread. Thunder are 7-3 against the spread. They've been a great at-home team. Nuggets, same, been a great at-home team. We just saw that against the Celtics. They're 4-6 against the spread overall in their last 10. But man, I think 8.5 points, 9 points is too much. Give me the Nuggets +8.5. It's probably my favorite play on the board as far as a spread goes today. I think Vegas is favoring the return of SGA a little bit too much. Give me those points. I'll take it +8.5. All right, guys, that's the show. Hopefully you got a little bit of information out of that. This is just to wrap it up. We're going to lay the points with the Pistons, lay the points with the Celtics, lay the points with the Knicks, lay the points with the Mavs, and we're going to take the points with the Nuggets. Pretty much all favorites, top to bottom, up until the Nuggets, and then we're going to go with the dogs, but not on the money line. I do think the Thunder win that thing 119 to 114. And if you really wanted to take the Bucks, I don't hate the play. They've been hot. They're 8-2 over their last 10 against the spread. If you can get it right, if the number's right, like +9.5, I really do like that. But then again, I do think this is a spot for the Knicks. It's more of a spot play for me than anything on the Knicks. The Knicks will come in here tonight, and that's probably my second favorite play of the day on this board, is that the Knicks come in here and they blow out the Bucks, and it's a get-right spot for them that they haven't been able to find their footing after the break. So at some point, they're going to have a game like that. I think this is the perfect spot for the Knicks to have that game. And then to wrap up my last thought on it, the Nuggets, that's too many points for a talented team. And SGA just coming back off that injury. I'm not sure if he's going to have the minutes to get you 40 tonight to pull away from the Nuggets. But that's my take. That's where we're at. If you found this information useful, go ahead, drop a like, and please subscribe. I do appreciate all views, all support. And remember, this show has been brought to you by Kalshi. It's legal in all 50 states, and all I ask that you do is sign up, support, and lock in. New users get $10 in free bets when they deposit 10 and play. Sign up for Kalshi with code word on the ball. ONTHBALL. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's book the one way. See y'all next show.